Hello! How are you, my dear students? Now, we will be talking about volume and surface area of a prism, and this is just going to be part 1. There will be part 2. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So, in this video, we will have a prism. You know, the base of the prism is very important. The base of the prism in today's video will only have a square where both sides are the same, and a rectangle where both sides are different. So let's start talking about square prism. This is a cube. This is a square prism. What is special about this is that we have a square here. I know it's very difficult to notice this with 2D shapes. 3D shapes being on 2D dimensions only, but I have a way to get that around. So on the top, you also have exactly the same square, and whatever the length here is, so let's color that with a different color. So whatever length it is here, it's the same there, and also this is what it's gonna make it a cube. This is also the same length. I have a very good website. I can illustrate that here. Let's go down. Open it. Allow. Come on. Open it. Alright. Now we are looking at a cube. Now I can turn this around. See, this is a square. Two sides are the same. Now I am showing you a different dimension, different face. This is also the same square. Go here, it's the same square. Go up in the bottom, you have the same. So square everywhere. This is called as cube. All three dimensions, all three of them are the same here. So let's go back to where we were. So remember, this is the base, right? In the base area, height and the length are the same. At the same time, the height here is the same as well. So this is the cube. After cube, what do we have? So in the base, I have this in my class. In the base, you have a square, so meaning these two sides are exactly the same, but the third dimension is longer. It is not the same, but that means the square here, we also have the same square here. Bases are the same, base and the top are the same, and that's what this picture is about. So this is a prism. Only there are two dimensions are the same. The third one, only the third one is different. This is the same, but that is different. And lastly, we have that in which every side is different. Look, this is different than that, but now I'm going to bring the other one. So this is a rectangle, right? This and that sides are different lengths, and then that's way different. I can hold it. Way different than the other two sides. So this is also a prism. Now, let's make an example. Let's see how we solve a question. So looking at this shape, we know that this is 5 meters. This is 9 meters. And that is the same as this one. So it is 22 meters. Those are the three dimensions. And it doesn't matter how you place it, which side you consider it as the base. So if you place it like this is the base. But I like to put the tall upside down, so therefore this becomes the base. That's how I like to work on it. So by imagining, so that's the way the question given to you. All right. So we have to turn this that's the way I imagine. We have to turn this like that. So I know that this is the base. In the base, you have a rectangle. Now, how do we solve this question? First of all, very first thing, what the question is asking is the volume. So let's go ahead and write down the volume formula. So I have no idea what the volume formula is for the prism. All prism shapes, every single one of them has the same volume formula, which is this. All prisms. So simply I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Let me erase that. Alright, so that's the formula. V equals BH, and B means base area, and H means the height of the object. Remember, height of the object. We are talking about the object here. Alright, so let's go back here. Let's write that down first. Base and height. So, base area, volume equals base area. I simply have no idea what the base area is. And I know the base is a rectangle. But I simply have no idea what the area of the base is. So you need to do this on the sides. So I know it's a square. I know capital B, the base area, supposed to be, did I say square? I'm sorry, I meant rectangle. I know it's a rectangle, so I'm going to write down the rectangle area formula here for the base area. So I'm going to go back to my formula sheet here, and let's make this smaller. And let's go to the other rectangle. Let's make this bigger. Rectangle. The area formula. That's the perimeter that I don't need right now, maybe later on, but not right now. So that's the area formula for the rectangle. We have practiced this. So you know how to calculate the areas. So let's go ahead and write down the formula first. So the formula is BH. Area, base area equals BH. Base area equals what is B? Let's go back to the question. So this is the base, right? So let's consider that's the base, which is 9, and the height is 5. The longest one here is 22 meters, and probably we'll deal with that soon, but right now we are doing the base area, and that's the number we don't need. What we need is 9 and 5. So let's go ahead and write those down. 9 times 5 base area equals 9 times 5, 45. Don't forget the unit, meter square. So let's see the 2 pages here. All right. So on the side, I just calculated base area is 45. So I now know the base area. I'm gonna place it in the formula. 45 times height. Remember I told you we'll come back to this. Object's height. This is the object's height, and that is 22. So right now all I have to do, multiply both numbers. That would give me 45 times 22, 990. 990. And don't forget the unit, right? Meter, in this case, cube. Remember, the unit always will be the cube for the volumes. Alright, now I just calculated the volume. The next, what we need to calculate is the surface area. Let's change the color here. Surface area. So what is the surface area of a prism? We'll go back to the formula handout and let me clear this first and make this smaller and go to the next page. Alright, now let's make this bigger. Surface area equals, let's just write down the formula first. 2b plus HP. I have no idea what those letters means, but don't worry about it. Let's just copy the formula first. 2b plus HP. Oh, I don't want that color. 2b plus HP. So, surface area equals 2 is 2. B, I just calculated here, right? It's 45. So I'm gonna write that down. 45 plus H. I know the H. It is this H of the object, 22. And let's say I don't know it. You just have to go back to the formula. And let me clear this. The picture will show you. You see, this is the height for that prism. And there is another prism. That's the one we are working on it, right? So that's the height from top to bottom. And over here, this is a different type of prism, but the height is right there from top to bottom. So you don't know anything about the formula, you always check the picture and the information here. So let's go back. Now I know that height is that. Since this being the base, height is that 22. So I'm gonna write that down here. I don't want that color. 22 times P. What does that mean? I am not familiar with that. So when that happens, let's go back to the formula handout and we should be able to see what P is standing for. 2 base area height, base perimeter. So remember, this is our base. The perimeter of the base is what needed here. The perimeter of the base. Alright, so the perimeter of the base, first of all, I have to write down the formula. The formula is perimeter equals, the formula is, you need to go back to the formula handout, and now you need to go back to the other page and see the square, the rectangle, and find out the perimeter, which is this. So let me make that bigger. Parallelogram, trapezoid, triangle, go down, rectangle. Alright. P equals 2, open bracket, B plus C. Now that's what we're gonna copy. Perimeter equals 2, open bracket, B plus C. Perimeter equals 2, open bracket. What is B and C? Let's go and see the formula handout. And alright, so this is being B, that is being C. Let's go back to the question. Let's clear this part. So this is supposed to be B, that, which is 9. This is supposed to be C, which is 5. Let's go ahead and write down those numbers. B is 9, C is 5, and use your calculator. And I have a scientific calculator here. So 2, open bracket, 9 plus 5, close bracket. 2, open bracket, 9 plus 5, close bracket. That is 28. Let's go back here. So this is 28. You never leave the number alone. You have to write down the unit, which is for perimeter only meter. No square, no cube here. Now I know the perimeter as well. So I'm going to go back to the formula here. Instead of P, I'm going to write down what I just find out. 28. And now surface area equals the calculation work. I'm going to do 2 times 45, 22 times 28. 2 times 45 plus 22 times 28. So that is 706. So I'm going to write down here 706 meter square, because this is the area.